All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here on the Harmless Dave channel, talking about real music and documenting the end of the classic rock era in real time for a few real people out here, just like you there, right there, and like me here. All right, speaking of classic rock, if you haven't heard this album by Colin James, holy crap, Batman, this is a good one. It's called Chasing the Sun. Came out like last year or the year before. This is a guy who's aged gracefully and plays guitar like few people do. I don't know. The United States, where we're not partial to Canadian musicians for whatever reason here, but Colin James has been making great music for like well over 40 years now. It's good stuff. And so if you like guitars, if you like contemporary blues, Colin James, Chasing the Sun. All right. So yeah, classic rock is the theme to this particular episode. Rod Stewart last night was on the American Music Awards and he sang Forever Young. Why? Because Rod is forever young. He's what, like 80 years old? And he looks like he's 22, right? Just amazing how he's defied aging. Maybe not quite that much. But here's the thing. Last night, I believe Rod won an award for being Rod. That's it. He was surprised by his children who all showed up at the 2025 American Music Awards. You probably need a scorecard. But this is what they say, and this goes out again to all of the iHeartRadio stations that basically report the same stuff on their websites. Rod Stewart received a heartwarming surprise at the 2025 American Music Awards when 5 of his 8 children appeared on stage to help present him with a Lifetime Achievement Award. So there you have it, a Lifetime Achievement Award to Rod Stewart. I mean, he's been around for a while, so it's about time they gave him an award. So the British rock legend was honored ahead of his upcoming tour. His children, Kimberly, Ruby, Renee, Sean, and Liam, joined forces for the surprise tribute, with Ruby revealing their affectionate nickname for him. Okay, and again, that's just 5 of the 8 children that Rod Stewart has fathered over many years. Tonight, we are here as the biggest and most loving fans of our father, Sir Rod Stewart, or as we all know him, Papa Stu. Papa Stu. Clearly moved, Rod embraced his children on stage and expressed his shock during his acceptance speech. He said, "I am absolutely flabbergasted. I didn't know they were here, my children," he told the audience. So if you're keeping score, Renee and Liam are Rod's children with his second wife, Rachel Hunter, otherwise known as JC's mom, I think. Kimberly and Sean are Rod's children from his first marriage to Alana Stewart, while he shares Ruby with his ex-girlfriend, Kelly Emberg. So there you have it, in case you wanted to know where all those kids came from. Reflecting on his decades-long career, Rod said, "When I started singing in the early 60s, well before all of you were here, the reason I got into it was because I had this burning ambition to sing. It's all I wanted to do. I didn't want to be rich or famous, yet here I am a few years later, picking up this wonderful award. Dressed in a white tuxedo jacket and pinstripe trousers, which I might add were a little form-fitting for a guy his age, Rod took the stage to perform his hit Forever Young from 1988, because Rod Stewart is forever young. He's not aging at all. And this, of course, marked his first American Music Awards performance since way back in 2004. Anyway, the song, and I want to talk about the performance of Forever Young. You know how Billy Joel coined this phrase where, if you can't hit certain notes anymore, you throw some off speed stuff? Rod Stewart threw all off speed stuff. It was all right within here. Um, it wasn't embarrassing, but it was very similar to, say, if I got up there and read you the lyrics and kind of sang a little bit, like, and kept it in a certain range, all those notes that you're looking forward to, none of those notes were even attempted by Sir Rod Stewart. So yeah, if you're gonna go see Rod Stewart on tour, because yes, this is kind of like the prelude to his tour, you can expect a lot of off-speed stuff. They also had a lot of other stuff going on. They had bagpipes, they had violins, they had cellos. I think they had cellos. They had all these different things going on to more or less distract you from the guy who's kind of keeping it all in. Anyway, this is it, folks. This is why I say, hey, I'm documenting the end of the classic rock era. I loved this album. This, I believe, was the Out of Order album that came out in 1988. It was a big comeback for Rod. It was more of a rock album in most places. However, a lot of adult contemporary crossover material. Forever Young was big all over the place. Top 40 rock stations. Believe it or not, rock stations, like mainstream rock, would play Forever Young. That's crazy, right? Because music on rock stations is not supposed to sound like Forever Young, but yet it was there. I'm not sure how high it got, but I have my book over here. I could look it up, but I bet you it was top 10. Bet you it was top 10 on all the formats. May have even gotten to number 1 on the AC music charts. But anyway, if you want to hear that song the way it's supposed to be sung, you might want to go listen to the record. That way you get to hear all the, peaks and valleys and the notes being hit. No more off-speed curveball stuff. I don't know if it's because he's saving his voice for the tour or if this is what he's going to be doing from here on out. I mean, I don't know, folks. These rock guys, people continue buying tickets. People are celebrating. They're talking about the fact that all his kids, 5 of his 8 children showed up and surprised him, which I guess is really cool. I'm not saying that's not cool. But nobody says anything about the song and how it was just flat. It was just a flat performance and not embarrassing, but not exactly stellar. It's just, again, the end of the classic rock era. So, yeah, that's it. That's all I got. So we got Colin James one more time for Chasing the Sun. Great album. If you like a great guitar player who's somewhat unheralded and underappreciated, I think Colin James will fit into that category. He still sounds great and still making great music. And as you can see, the man looks good for his age. I'm not sure. He's not as old as Rod Stewart. So Rod is defying it, though. I mean, those tight pants, man, only Rod Stewart can pull that off, and he's got the chest, the hair's coming out and stuff. 80 years old. It's pure Rod Stewart. If that's what you like, and some of the ladies, they still like it. Some of the other ladies who have wised up to this have moved on from Sir Rod, but, hey, I'm just giving him a hard time. Good for him. Maybe he'll go out shirtless next time. That'll be even better. All right, folks, if you want to help this channel, I know this was a really lame video, and this might not be the time you want to do a Buy Me a Coffee, or you could feel sorry for me. Buy Me a Coffee, Patreon, YouTube memberships, and PJ Rock Super Chats, all right? Great ways to support the channel. We just went over 5K. We're heading to 10. And when we hit to 10, we're going to go to 20. And we're going to go all 50 states. And we're going to Canada and Mexico and wherever else. I'm sorry. I'm kind of channeling Howard Dean here. These are the things that are in my brain, and I just can't get them out.